Hi guys, welcome to this system. It's CHADWM, and the topic of this video is basically our release. In a week or so we'll release a new ISO, and the September ISOs are now currently on AAG. No clue what it is, that's AAG, and here are all ISOs for you to test. So you can join us in testing and tell us if everything is okay. Every time we release something, we give you information about the release. And inside this information there are two videos. One that says what changed and one that says how to update. So the update factor I've made 100, probably 130 or 40 videos already about updating. It is easy, yes it is, and it's also quite essential, keeping track of all the changes and how to update things. So the last time we did an update or we built an ISO was in 2307, so July. Now it's nearly September, meaning you get 2 months of ArcoLinux updates, which means more or less 5 GB, we'll see, of updates. Does it matter? Do you need to update daily? No, not important. You will see videos there. I have made updates like 6 months or something, it's okay. So this is going to be the old Excel. So if you say, oh no, he's gonna install everything again from scratch, well, skip ahead in the video. What we do later on, the updates, is later on, right? But I thought I'd make a complete video again, going over all the settings of the VirtualBox, what today is my settings, and go quickly over things that I selected. So I'm going for UEFI, so rather than mimic an old system, I am mimicking a UEFI. It's still a sandbox, it's not the real thing. VirtualBox, I give 8 of my 32 to the system, so that's quite a lot. Processor, these are 50/50. Enable this one for INC acceleration. Default display is on VMS VGA these days. We used to have it on VBox VGA or VBox SVGA. Today it's on VM SVGA. This is off. Remote display, storage and all that. Audio, sometimes I say don't want to have music in my virtual machine, then it's off. Network serial here, and then the shared folders. I have something shared, a folder shared between the guest better, and the host, right? So you can do that. So I've done that, and plus, etc. And then user interface as well. Since we are in a tiling window manager, I say show in full screen seamless off. So those are my settings, and I need now an old system, an old Excel, the one from July. And we keep track of our things in projects. Yep. So I'm going to install the status of Arch and ArcoLinux at, let's say, end of June, right? End of June, we've made an ISO, and beginning of July, we released it. So what we're gonna do is boot up and choose, again, you know the drill. This is open source, so not NVIDIA. This is everything for not NVIDIA, and this is for NVIDIA newer cards, not the old machines, the newer cards that work with NVIDIA or NVIDIA TKMS. And everything fails, so you start with this one, that fails, then you go to this one. That's the safe graphics. VirtualBox, QEMU and all that, first line is good. Linux provides lots of alerts or errors or ACPI things. Many of these things can be ignored. So we're doing this in the VirtualBox. My system is up to date, so the references, the numbering, the latest of the latest. Now, to mimic the fact that, well, the topic of the video is how to update, right? you have to know if you choose, let's wait for it. If you choose advanced installation online, it basically says update. So you boot into a new system already. It's already up to date. This one is offline. This one means I'm not going to the internet to get extra packages. I'm just going to get the ones and the zeros from this ISO and put it on a machine. That's it. So this is the choice for me now, because I want to make a video how to update. So we'll see ArcoLinux keyring being updated and stuff like that. So choose whatever you like. We got rid of one of those guys. Was it XFS? I think it is. I'm in doubt. But anyway, there was a problem with grub with one of them, and he's not there anymore. If you're gonna get the September edition. So choose. X4 is always been reliable. That's my choice. But it's Linux, it's freedom, you choose. Of course, the consequences are for you as well. And now we wait. We're not gonna keep talking while this installs. I'm gonna pause the recording. But basically, when we reboot, I have an old system. I have a system of end of June, right? And then we start the update video. Pausing now. So we can continue. Remember, when we reboot, we're actually rebooting back in time. We have an operating system from end of June, beginning of July. So everything needs to be updated. So let's have a look. Here the video really starts. How to keep rolling, how to update, because basically you don't have to reinstall every single time. You need to just update and then keep it for years until you break it, and then you reinstall. So quick look. It's the ISO of 2023 of July the 1st. ArcoLinux XL, there's XS, there's B, there's D, basically all the same. Let's update. If you want it to be an educational video, well, then you need to remember that there's something like alias. There is a few aliases in ArcoLinux, and if you're new, better check it out. So bash rc, have a look, open it up with an editor you like and love. As you see, we need to update Sublime Text. That's normal in 2 months' time. Remember, end of June. So a lot of aliases, a lot of things to check out, and lots of things not to check out, of course. But it's often because we need it, it's more efficient, it's faster. Those are the reasons why, and typos, right? Those are the things why we make these things. Now, one of the elements you need to know is backup scale. So bupscale, backup scale. And if you check out what that will do, let's put you here, let's put you there, enter. This happened. What happened is a backup from the files that are in the etc scale. This is where all the config is. This is what I often call the heart and the soul of your operating system of ArcoLinux. How XFC looks is in here. How i3 looks is in there. How BSPWM looks, it's there. So this is basically your backup. Well, when we're gonna update, we're gonna update or change this. We're never gonna write here. That's your home directory. You decide whether you want to change it or not, right? So what we've done with this alias, basically we did this. We took scal, Control C, we went to here and we made a folder, give it a name, backup 2023-08-25, check, and an hour and a minute. So that's a copy paste. Why is it interesting? Because if you make a before the haircut and after the haircut, after going to the hairdressers, 2 pictures and then compare with melt. That's why it's interesting. So before I update, I do backup scal, and then let's make the mistake. Well, that's okay, right? That's not too much. 1.3 gig, that's okay. Yes. 335 packages need to be updated. Now remember, take a look at all these names. All these names have nothing to do with ArcoLinux. Here it starts and there it ends. Well, we're on holiday, right? Remember, July and August for ArcoLinux is time off. Wind down, chill. So these things are new and all the rest is Arch. This is a pure Arch system besides a few packages. You can find it on the arcolinux.info website. So all of that is not up to us. Somebody else built that for us, and that's Arch. Now, here we go, right? ArcoLinux has this way of protecting, making sure that packages are signed by the proper guys and so on. So a signing system, and it's also explained on ArcoLinux wiki. You can have a look there. But basically, what you need to remember is sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux keyring first. That's where the keys are. That's where the signing happens. We need to get a new one in. So 05, it's May the 4th, and here it's August 21st. And now I can try an update again. It was just these two packages, but everything holds because of the signing. Once you get these 5 lines, so checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're off. Then you can relax, you can pour yourself a cup of coffee and wait. It's interesting, certainly in the beginning, to have a look at messages that pop up. One of the messages here are from us, right? ArcoLinux 3 tool, you can use it with these operating systems. And there are elements here, ArcoLinux bin, the files have been installed in etc scal, we've just talked about it. That's where all the configurations will be changed. Will not write to your home directory, will write to etc scal. That's one thing. So updating, alias of update, look at that nice logo. It's just this, the default standard ArcoLinux thing, and yes, you can have one yes less there, but this is just the default way of updating things. Later on we need to do an up all, which is all the rest. So you can immediately type up all and everything will be well updated. I'd like to do it like this, because update is then Arch and Arco, and all the rest that you've decided to install from AUR, Arch User Repository, those guys will then be updated. So you get the distinction between what comes from Arch, pure Arch, and what comes from Arco, pure Arco, and what comes from the world, the AUR. Those will be updated separately. Almost there, 34. There we are. Okay. So now we update. We reboot. But maybe first, right? Before the hairdresser, after the hairdresser or haircut. This one. Enter. Second one. When we reboot, we'll do just this. Compare. And have a look what changed in these months. But first we need to know, hey, is this working? Do we have a booting system after 2 months of updates? All right, the font. So if we go back in, we update, we ask, hey, all right, and mind you, the logo is back. I do like the ArcoLinux logo, but ours is nice as well. So there you go. We're an up-to-date system. Everything works fine. There's this message. Cool. No problem. Upall. That was actually a benign message. There is nothing from the AWAR. So looking, if you type this alias upall, just update everything, then it's Paru who's going to check out, is there anything more than Arch and Arco coming from the AWAR? And then it will update those. Let's go maybe to the melt exercise. So these two guys. What changed in 2 months? Compare. Do I need to know what stayed the same? No. I don't want to know what stayed the same. I want to know what's new. This is new. When we moved, it's a small little thing, but it's interesting to know. In the binary folder, the bin folder, has lots of fun stuff. So if you type DNA, right, that's this. So lots of fun stuff. You can check it out. But here's also serious stuff. How to stay rolling. There are things here in there for you to help you, right? So stay rolling is one of the files that we need to make sure that, well, we're rolling. Stay up to date. Follow the settings of the ISO, basically. Don't reinstall, just keep updating. Then you need to do this one. Read what happens here. And indeed, we need to change something. I was thinking there needs to be another file. And inside this video, I'll make that folder here. I will do it together. So this is an interesting factor. Stay rolling is interesting. Also the main, have a look at those things, what's in here. But okay, that's besides the topic of the video. Updating. So this one is from June to July. We want one from July to September. Config fish. What did we change? We added NV console. At some point in time I was working on it and I had to type the whole thing in it. So this thing, the NV console, I wanted to have the possibility to sudo nano etc vconsole.conf, and it's now not in, right? It's an etc scal, yes, but it's not in my home directory. That's why it's not working. So bash or C, depending on what you have, what shell you like, you'll have the possibility to have an extra one. Now, there are two things you can do, just if, and those are the two changes or the differences. Like I said, it was holiday, right? So a simple thing is, I am on bash, so I'll do cb, copy bash. You can read what it does, copy paste the bash or C, and it executes it immediately. Right? Now I'm in there and typing in a very important bit of my system here, the fonts. So same for CF, fish, and CZ for ZSH. And then you have to watch a video of your videos are mentioned, and certainly this article. What is Scal actually doing, right? Can be fixing your system, but it can see also overwriting your stuff. So that's your decision whether you want to do that or not. That's a complete copy paste of the content of etc scal going over your system. Every single thing that's in here. If it's not in here, fine, no problem, right? Will not be overwritten. But basically we do Ctrl C, Eric, and Ctrl V. Replace all. That's Scal. And that's interesting if you have a Qtile that doesn't work anymore, or an Awesome that's crashed, and you're in TTY and it's all black and you don't know what to do, and that's it. Have you lost anything? No, not really, because we have backups. This is the backup of that one, right? Before we do, if you type Scal, before that, the action of copy pasting, we're making first a backup. It's all here. Whatever you changed in the polybar or BSPWM, it's all here. The backup is still there. Okay. Then the next thing we should do is make ourselves a new package. In the video, I'll make a new package. I want to have a file, well, first of all, a folder that says 2307-2309. And what we need to change is the pacman.conf. We're gonna change the content of it and hope that way that we see less of these key things, key errors or key messages. Okay, so I'm gonna pause the recording here. I'm gonna create a package, gonna upload it to the repository, download on this virtual machine and apply it. Pausing now. Voila, our work is done. So there is a new ArcoLinux bin package. So if you update the system, you'll see something like this. ArcoLinux bin git. We jump from June to July, which is today still August, sorry. So cool, fine. But where will it be updated? It will not come in your home directory. No, never, ever. Where will it end up with? Where will it end up? Is in the etc scal enter in the binary stay rolling 2023 6.7. I'd like to see 7.9, right? So yes, please. And there he is. We jump from 7 to 9. So it really is up to you if you wanna stay rolling to make a copy, right? A scal or drag from here to here. This is what I've communicated with you guys, and that's this one, stay rolling version 1. Now in this thing is actually empty, but it has text. So specialties, nothing, removals, nothing, installations, nothing. We have added no packages to the ISO, but we're playing with a new kind of pacman configuration. So change the content of etc pacman.conf if you want. It's not necessary. If you want. The original file is included in this folder, check. There is no need for you to do it. The goal is to have less people saying the key of error is corrupted. The key is obviously okay, and so, okay, how can we overcome those messages? So I've been trying in beginning of July, and what we've changed, yes, thank you very much, is plain text. Pearl would be nice if I can get to Pearl. There you go. Some coloring, a bit bigger. And what we've done is changed these lines. Package required, database not required, the signal level, the keys. So we'll see how that goes. For us, I personally had no problems with keys, not on any of my machines, but okay. So we've changed this, package required, database never. I've seen other distros do the same. We've tested it in July and August, but voila. If you had no problems, no need to do it. How would I do it? Well, there are two ways. Either say I've never changed pacman.conf ever, then a Control A, Control C is also good, right? And then you go straight to the file. If you never messed with that little file, then this is still pretty much the original of ArcoLinux. So Control A, delete, Control V is a good way to do it. You save it and done. It's one thing to do, type in a password, which I'm not gonna do, right? And it's saved. But what if you have a more complex approach of the pacman.conf? Then it's better to compare again. Alright, then it's better to say, okay, so they give me a new pacman.conf. I have my own pacman.conf, and this one is here. Can I do the following? Let me think. I was thinking of going inside a terminal, which makes it more complex. So let's just go to melt and say, well, not really melt, but sudo melt, because we are comparing something with something that's protected with something that's not protected. Okay, this etc pacman.conf is protected. That's not my home directory. So if I do sudo meld, I can write there, oops, first tell them file, and then let's take the folder, the file in the folder that we've been given. This one has been given, drag it here, and that's all I need to do. Made it a little bigger, compare it, and then you see exactly what I've changed. Okay, I need to re-change this, so the next update will not have 20, so that's my personal number. I'll stick to 8 for you guys, but yes, that's what we've changed. This is something that needs to be deleted, right? It's just some spaces, required database optional, same thing, spaces. What else have I changed? The optional trusted only is now package required database never, and that's it. You see it come back each single time, and that's it. So like I said, I'll just make it 8 so this doesn't pop up as blue, right? Now we save, and that's it. That's another approach of taking a look at what changed basically, and then of course you test it there. Say what's going on, everything okay, everything is cool, not all, everything works fine. So that's that. And then maybe one last thing, but basically I shouldn't really be explaining that, but I could, and I will, and that's the message that we see. So if we log out, we have this strange, no, if we reboot, we see this strange message, put font kdfontop thing, unable to load such font with such kernel version. So they've changed something in the kernel and we want a font and it's not compatible, and quick change and then everything is fine again. It doesn't matter, right? It's fine. If you say whatever, that's cool. You can do, in this case, a whatever attitude, because this has no effect. Where do you find information? Vivaldi stable is not installed on this one. Firefox is. You find your information on the YouTube, ArcoLinux, errrrr, probably get straight away to the link to the channel. We accept everything and we go for, watch out, these days we have to click here and then click there and then font, maybe, I don't know what I've called it, a font, one of the last things, font error maybe, because there is information, but this is not from me, right? YouTube is not mine. Maybe you didn't know that. It's not. So the search is what it is, and we gotta live with it. It must be one of the latest videos where I explain how to get rid of an error like that. Let me look it up and pause. I think I did not make any video about it, but just explain it on Discord and Telegram. That's about the font message, the font error that we see. And basically what you need to do, it's maybe a little bit, well, not enough to make a video out of it. The only thing you need to do is go in here, the make init.cpio.conf. In the new ISO of September, everything is taken care of. There's no need for you to go in there. It's all done already. But in here we have this console font thing. It doesn't really like it. The key map can go as well. And then we type sd vconsole. And if you have a look at the Arch Wiki, make init CPIO page, you'll see that it makes sense. That's it. Voila. And if you change this thing, you also have to make the files again. So -p, capital P, and the message will become. So all of this is taken care when you install the ISOs of September. Again, the message being there or not doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But okay, people sometimes, right, they don't want to see warnings or messages because they get, it's creepy, it's scary. Voila, message is gone. All right. So basically we have now an up-to-date system. We are now on a system. We have officially, right, this will never change. Officially we started with this. We are rolling, we're up to date, but basically we have the same situation than if you were to install an ArcoLinux of September, right? It's the same situation, same files that are available. All right, this concludes the video of updating. Cheers.